Hi guys, I'm Arcady, and I'm a cosplayer. And the thing I get asked most about is how I make my armor. So I wanted to do a really quick introduction into the two methods I use to make armor, and focus on the materials. I know that sometimes when you're starting a cosplay, the hardest thing to do is actually just start. Knowing your materials will help a lot. If you're not quite sure of the methods going into it, you're less likely to be keen on jumping right in and just starting, so hopefully this will help people get a better understanding of what materials you can use to make armor, when you use them, and what some of the pros and cons are of them. So the two styles I use to make armor is craft foam and worbla. And you can see both methods on probably the two most recognizable cosplays that I've done. My cosplay of Cullen from Dragon Age is all worbla armor, and the cosplay that I made from Dragon Age for my friend Gummy Hawk is craft foam armor. So, this is Hawk's craft foam armor, and this is Cullen's worbla armor. And as you can see, they both make pretty good plate armor. So, you can get realistic armor from either of them. I'll start talking about craft armor, because it's a really good beginner technique. But it's not just a beginner technique. As you see, I still use it. So craft foam, like I said, I used it in Hawk, which this is an arm piece, and I use it a lot in other pieces too. Like this is from Baroness. This is one of her arm pieces. So it's a really versatile material. It comes in giant sheets like this. You can get them at a craft store, any craft store. They're usually in like the kids section. Because it's a kid-safe, very soft material. One of the great things about it is it's pretty cheap. I think that was probably $8 for 12 really big pieces of craft foam, and that would probably get me through most of Hawk's armor. So $8 for a base of Hawk's armor, not too bad. And it's pretty easy to work with too. So it's a forgiving material to learn on. This is what it looks like, kind of chopped up and out of the bag. It's really nice and flexible. So that's one of the great things about it, is it's very easy to heat form to yourself, which is how you get custom armor. Another pro of it is it's pretty quick. It's definitely a few steps shorter than worbla, so if you need to make armor fast, or if you're on a time crunch, craft foam, it'll go quickly. Another one of the great pros of craft foam armor is it looks really nice and heavy, but it's really lightweight, and really flexible still, even when it's primed. All of Hawk's armor, there's probably 15 or 16 pieces of it. Altogether it weighs about 2.5 pounds. So that's full body armor, 2.5 pounds. The nice thing about it too, it's flexible when you pull it out of the container, and it's flexible still when you shape it. So this is a forearm piece, and it has still a really big range of motion. So I made this armor for my friend without having a fitting, so I made it blind, so I kind of had to guess on his measurements. And craft foam helped so much, because I was able to make kind of an average sized arm piece and know that with the flexibility of it, it would still fit him. The downside of craft foam is it's definitely less durable. It's still pretty durable. There's ways you can cheat it and make it thicker. One of the ways that I like to do it is I like to fabric back it. You can see on this piece, these are little bits of fabric that were scrapped in and Mod Podged in. That gives it a lot of weight. So it turns the very flexible, floppy craft foam base into something pretty sturdy. So it's pretty durable, but you don't want to bang it around too much. It will start to wear, especially on kind of high tension areas. And you can see it, this is an arm piece. So right at the joints, you can see it start to wiggle a bit. And that's a little too flexible. And you can start to see the green come through of the foam. And that's because it's a high mobility area on the hand. So while all together, it's pretty durable. Like, I'm not afraid to do this. That's not going to break it at all. What will break it is repetitive use on high tension areas. So you could probably get 2 or 3 con days out of this before you need to send it for repair, which is doable. It's pretty easy to repair, but if you're looking for really long-lasting armor, craft foam, not the best. As opposed to that, if you want durable armor, worbla is the way you want to go. So this is worbla. This is from Enchantress, and this is from Cullen. So you can see both materials make pretty good arm braces. And it is very durable. It's hard plastic, so it's really strong. If I'm wearing my Cullen chest piece, somebody could punch me and it really wouldn't hurt me. Part of what makes worbla awesome is it's really good for them display pieces. Like I intended to wear my Cullen armor once and then save it as a display piece, so I went into it knowing that I wanted it to last forever and look pretty on my shelf, and I ended up wearing it way more than I thought I would, but that was kind of the idea behind it. I really wanted the worbla to last forever and look good. Along with that, it has a higher stress capability than craft foam. Like, this is my Cullen wrist piece, as opposed to the Hawk wrist piece. This is not moving. This is a really high stress area. It's plastic. It's not gonna bend or break at all. So this will get me through infinite number of cons. I'd have to try really hard to break this. Another nice thing about worbla is, since it's a thermoplastic, it almost turns into a putty if you heat it up hot enough. So it actually is kind of sculptable. Like, the raised part of Cullen's vambrace is worbla that I just heated and shaped. And a whole lot of Cullen's helmet is worbla. All the line shaping, all the line detailing, this is all worbla that was shaped, the teeth, the tongue. So you have a little bit of degree of sculptability, which is nice to have if you're not doing basic flat plate armor and you want to have some fun with it. It's also really customizable to your body. Like with Enchantress, this is pretty much exactly my arm shape because I rolled it around my arm. So this fits me perfectly. This will never come off. I can wave it around everywhere. It's never going to be loose. It is my custom armor. It fits no one else but me, and it fits well, and it's pretty comfortable. One of the things that I really like about worbla too is it feels heavy. You're wearing plastic, and when you're wearing a full suit of it, it feels like you're wearing armor. And that's something that I like about cosplay. I like to feel a little bit like the character I'm cosplaying, and when you have that much armor on, it's hard not to feel kind of like a badass and walk a little taller and straighter and more forceful. So if you're kind of like a method acting cosplayer and you like to feel more like your character, I kind of recommend worbla if you want to feel a little heavy duty. One of the big downsides of worbla is it's expensive. This is what it looks like when you get it in the mail. It comes in a big giant tube. This is a lot of worbla, and this is probably about as much worbla as it took to make Cullen's outfit, which is a lot of worbla. This is probably about $90 worth of worbla. So $90 to make the base of Cullen's armor versus $8 to make the base of Hawk's armor. Along with it feeling heavy and sturdy, it goes along with the fact that it actually is heavy. It's definitely tough to wear on some longer days and it's hot. Like, my Cullen armor weighs about 6 pounds, so Cullen and Hawk both have a comparable amount of armor, a number of pieces. Cullen's armor is 5 to 6 pounds, Hawk's armor is about 2.5 pounds. Guess which one is easier to wear in the heat? Not worbla. And along with that, Cullen's helmet alone, this weighs about 2.5 pounds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when it's on your head, it's a lot. So this one thing weighs about as much as all of Hawk's armor. That's one of the big downsides of worbla. Where I think worbla and craft foam are a bit of a toss-up is with painting and detailing. Some people may argue that since worbla is more expensive, it's a better canvas. and you'll get better painting details. I don't think so. I think it's not about the canvas that you have, it's about how you prime it and how you paint it. Like, this is Hawk's craft foam armor. It looks metal. There's good detailing on it. I have rivets. I have raised pieces. I have real rust on it. It's a pretty detailed piece. So craft foam can be detailed, and so can worbla. Enchantress's vambraces are pretty detailed. They have raised pieces, raised borders, and trompe l'oeil painting on them. I think they both look pretty good. I think if you're looking for materials based on painting alone, it's a toss-up. Where it matters is cost and kind of time and technique too. I think worbla is a little finicky, and it's also kind of comfort. Craft foam armor is definitely easier to wear than worbla armor, but you sacrifice that kind of heavy, real armored feeling. Personally, I don't have a favorite. It really depends on the project for me. When I was making Cullen, there was no debate. I wanted worbla because I wanted the heaviness, I wanted the durability of it. So, worbla. When I was making Hawk, though, because I was making it for someone else and I needed to make it kind of fast and a little bit cheaper, craft foam was my option. Worbla wasn't even considered because I needed it to fit easily to someone who I couldn't fit before the convention, and I needed to make it fast. So it's a toss-up. No method is going to be the end-all be-all for every build. Use the materials, use what materials work for you in that time, and don't try and force something that doesn't feel right. So, hopefully that helps someone. That's the start of all my armor. That's figuring out what materials I want to use, and what I want out of the armor, and what I need out of the armor. That's how I start with building armor. So hopefully that helps someone, and go out and make all the beautiful armor. Go, just make so much armor. Cover yourself in arm pieces, because these are my favorite. Arm pieces are my favorite. So go make all of them, and they're pretty. Bye guys.